It will never be the right time. It will only be right now. And I'm gonna break this down for you in several ways. I don't even know how many ways because there's so many ways to break it down in. And I just wanna get this to you. Just get this to you. Repeat this after me. It will never be the right time. It will only be right now, okay? So first I wanna break down this idea of the right time to do something, to say something. Yes, choose your battles, choose your words. Words matter, yes. And when we are anticipating to do something, and this is really framed in the idea of art, creative projects, or even saying something to somebody, or just taking action on something. And this is for you. Other people, there might be timing when you're interacting with somebody. There may be, they may be preoccupied at this moment. But for you to take action, to do the thing, there is no right time to do it. There is only right now. You only have right now. You'll never have another time. You will never have a past time. You will not have a time machine. There will only be right now. So let's break down this phrasing of right time. Now, first off, when we talk about right, we're dealing with meritocratic language. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it off? Is it on? When we're talking about you and what you're going to do, there is no right or wrong thing. It is what you choose to do in the moment. Yes, there are ramifications and there are consequences for what you choose to do. However, that right or wrongness, there is no right or wrong in your timing. There is only you doing it. So either you do it or you don't do it, or you do it or you talk about doing it. You do it or you wait to do it. You see what we're getting into? It's an either or situation. Either you're in the action or you're not in the action. And even in the making of this video, I sat down and thought about it, which is ironic because it's like, well, man, there's a lot of music blasting in this park and I can't do it because it's gonna get flagged. So I should probably wait. No. Go to another park. There's a lot of bugs in this park, so maybe I should wait until the bugs aren't out. No. Do it right now. There's going to be bugs in parks. There's going to be music playing anywhere. There might be somebody pulling up with the pickup truck and blasting some music that'll totally flag the video. I was going to say ruin the video, but there's no ruining this video. The video is going to be the video. And so when we get to the rightness of something, think about that. Your action is going to be perfect no matter what. Progress over perfection. Perfection it's an idea. It's not real. Just as, and wait for it, the right or wrong time is not real either. There is only your time and when you choose to do it. And I understand this video is the language is a little more aggressive than usual because I really want you to understand this, that your timing is, just as I said it, your timing. It is yours. It's nobody else's. It's sheerly your timing. And that's it. Nobody else gets to say when or where or how or why. That's all you. That is authentic and unique to you. So when we talk about the right or the wrong or the bad or the good, that doesn't exist. That is whatever you believe it to be. Whatever you believe to be true will be true. That's just the way the universe works. There's other ways of esoterically explaining it, and I don't have the faculties or the knowledge of reading as many things as some channels that I've come across, which I love just browsing YouTube and just, basically just going through other people's, like their means of manifestation and laws of attraction and law of assumption and all this other stuff. I think it's fascinating. I love it. And I have a different approach to it or a different language to it. And again, we're getting back to it. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. But the idea is that there is no right time. So again, the right, we're going to toss that out. There's no right or wrong time, right? Now we're going to get into this tricky part, time. And I remember Alan Watts saying this. If you have a dream, I think it might have been Nightingale or somebody, I forget. Either way. Somebody said, and I'll say it for myself, if you have a dream and you feel like days passed by in that dream and you wake up and you're like, those lucid dreams, like when you wake up a little bit before your alarm and you're like, I got some time. And you go back to sleep and you wake up and you're like, oh my God, it's gotta be days later. No, it's just 6 minutes. That's it. Your concept of time is relative. You don't, people, we can try to measure this as much as we want to, just like right or wrong, but it's all relative to you. So if you fall asleep for 6 minutes and wake up and say, wow, man, I had a dream that I was, spent a week on set for a sitcom, and, I went back in time and saw my grandmother, and then I took off in a spaceship. Who am I to tell you that, hey, what you experienced was only 6 minutes? No, your experience was way different than time. Your concept of time is, again, going back to this, remember it? Your concept of time. So whatever you're perceiving the time to be, that's what it is. And there's really, I can't tell you that, your dream was all just fake and all in your head. The idea is that you're perceiving it the way that you're experiencing it. I guess I'm getting at that, but it's your experience. It's your perception. It's your reception of reality. And you're also co-creating reality at the same time, but we'll get into that in another video. There's many other videos that touch on that as well. But getting into this idea of the right time. I need to wait for the right time to release my album. I should wait for the right time to ask that person out. I should wait for the right time to tell them how I'm feeling. I should wait for the right time to express myself, or I should wait for the right time to just send that person a nice thing. I should wait for the right time to say that nice thing to myself. Do you see how kind of absurd all of that sounds? You're waiting for a time that doesn't exist. It's like the sign in a bar that says free beer tomorrow. It's always tomorrow. However, it's never today. So there will never be free beer, because tomorrow is not here. Tomorrow is never here. It is a concept. You are living in the tomorrow of yesterday. You are living, today is the tomorrow of yesterday. So the idea is that if you are always waiting for tomorrow, it's never gonna happen. It's just never gonna happen. So when we talk about taking action, this is the thing that comes into play, at least for me, and I can speak to this as well, is sometimes crippling anxiety. Because being in the present moment is so tough, because we have to then come to terms with what we want to say. You understand right now, I'm kind of like slapping my legs here because of the bugs, but we do not care. We're getting this done. Crippling anxiety, analysis paralysis, things that just kind of like, I think of Homeboy in Silver Linings Playbook. He's the husband of Julia Stiles, and he's talking to, oh my goodness, I can see his face. The star of A Star Is Born and Silver Linings Playbook. Somebody's gonna comment and be like, I can't believe you couldn't remember his name. Brady, something like that. Anyways, but he's talking to him in the living room, and he's like, hey, how's your life? And he's like, it's just like he basically is like, he looks like a face hugger from Romulus or something, like Aliens movie. He's just like trying to show how anxious he feels. And he's like, everybody's just like this. And that's what it feels like sometimes when you're trying to get things done and you're like, I think this is not the right time. I should wait for this other time. It just creeps up on you, and I feel this like overwhelm from my like sternum, like my solar plexus up, and I'm just like, maybe I should get that other thing done. So then I start deprioritizing the priority and start to deal with other things that don't need to be done right now, but I can feel like I'm getting somewhere if I just deal with that. But no, I need to get this thing done right now. This is right now. I want to do this right now. And there's a deeper core thing that's going on that's a little bit of self-sabotage, could be a lot of bit of self-sabotage for you. However, part of it for me has been, and this is why sometimes I invest in the right time as opposed to the right now, is this fear of success. Almost, it's wild, and I've actually been experiencing it a lot more lately. However, when I start to just take action and get into the frequency and the pattern of just taking action, I can then find a more recent experience where, well, I jumped off the diving board then and everything was fine, so I should be okay this time. Because there's always parts of me that are sometimes old versions of myself that are trying to say, hey, whoa, what about us? Come back to this, to the right time room. Come back over here. And that's not where it's at, because nothing is going to get done there. And so I just invest in the right now, and we're going to do this right now, and I'm going to make the video right now. And this is just between me and me, and that's it. you do have to take into account other people, obviously, when you're talking about timing and whatnot. Maybe you should say that to that person when they're, not at work or whatever that may be. And so there's that, to consider other people. But when you're making decisions for yourself, creative, artistic, it could even be just summoning the words that you want to say to somebody or writing a letter and then sending it out. That is something that is right now. And you can do that right now. You can absolutely deal with that. It's my first time wearing hats and my hair is just going crazy. I don't know what to do with this hair right now, y'all. It is just, it's all over the place. I do kind of like this right here. Got a little something like right there. Little whatever that is, little TRL, Good Charlotte, if I may. But I am in a, I don't know. So I just do this and I look like the homeboy from The Bear with the neck tattoo. However, getting back to this, let's break this down. Right is meritocratic. There is no right or wrong, okay? In this scenario. Time is relative. So it can be any time. Miller time. That's the whole point of the ad. You should have a Miller right now, is what they're saying. We don't care. And I remember in Eat, Pray, Love, there was that Italian guy in the movie that was like, I don't need to be told when it's Miller time. I just know it's time, or something like that. He's like, I make the time. I call it. So your perception of time is relative. So when you look at what you're trying to get done, there is no right time. There is only right now, and that's all you're ever going to have. And that's it. And once you start investing in that, or at least once I started investing in that, or just being aligned with that concept that there's only right now, there is no other time, it was just deep sigh of relief, because it's like, oh, crap. Well, now I don't got to worry about logging that into the schedule and then figuring that out. Like, I'm just going to do it now. Like, fine. And so one thing I started to do this week is I said, I'm going to do 2 info snippets a week, a day on Instagram and TikTok. And you see the info stuff that I put out. And at first I was like, well, that's just crazy. An old version of myself, old frequency that wanted me to keep me in that frequency was like, that's so much work, man. You'll never get that done. And then one of the most viral videos that I made, some of the greatest songs that I've written, was just on a whim. It was just like that, because I just did it. And you're in a flow state. As Joseph, God, I forget his last name, Joseph Rodriguez says, but you get into a flow state and you're not worried about it. And again, I want to really respect the anxiety or the analysis paralysis that you may be feeling. That is obviously valid. It feels real. However, if you think of it as just like almost a character that's on your shoulder and you're like, oh, well, there's anxiety. And I've talked about this before, and I've mentioned Bill Hader talking about this as well. So, oh, there's anxiety. Oh, what's up, homie? Oh, yeah. No, you can hang out for like 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes. We'll see. But after that, I got to get going, man. I got to get back to what I want to get done. And so once you look at it as that, and you're not trying to avoid the anxiety, you're then able to kind of just take inventory of everything that's going on, and then boom, start taking action. Boom, start taking action. And you keep repeatedly doing that to the point that you're not even thinking about the right time anymore. You're just doing it. So it is never going to be the right time. It is only going to be right now. And you can even have that concept, you can shoulder that concept and still be under some of the auspices of the right time, oh no, the right time. That's okay. But as long as you're grounded in the reality that there will never be a right time and that there is only right now, there's something so powerful about knowing what to do, and then there's something powerful about knowing what to do. I was going to say knowing what to do but not doing what you know. There is something powerful about being aware that you are out of alignment. That is totally fine. There's something powerful about being aware that you are out of alignment. And you're just there, and you just sit with it. Sit with it. Like, oh, it's on the shoulder. Okay, cool. It is what it is. All right, we're going to work our way back. We're going to get back. And then boom, you start taking action. So I cannot emphasize this enough. And I'll give you one example of right now, not right time, from my lived experience, because usually what I do with these videos, I always love to give you a lived experience story that ties into the lesson. And one of them actually was figuring out what was going to happen for this holiday show. So we got a holiday show coming up called Snowball. And there was an idea that like, well, hey, we should probably wait until we start notifying musicians. No, just got together in July and started calling people. Just started like saying, hey, you available? And so it started to click with me where nobody was ever telling me, whoa, back up, man. This is way too much in advance. Everybody was like, oh, that's such a cool idea, man. Thanks so much for reaching out to me in advance. Let me take a look at the Google Cal. We'll figure this out. And then it started to click-clack together perfectly, because everybody had this like broad understanding of like December, bro, that's like 5-6 months out. I can totally log that in. Tell me the songs. And so I put the songs down. And in the back of my mind, there's an old version saying, man, you making a set list 5-4 months out? That's crazy. No, not at all. Actually, things are coming together amazingly. And I don't have to be under urgency for things to happen. There it is. Found it. Oh, found it. There was a core belief somewhere in an older version of me or somewhere here. I needed urgency to get things done. I needed to be at the edge to get something done. It needs to be the day of for me to really like go for it. And that's not true, because there is no right time. There's only right now. All right.